So today's ride out with the boys. We've got famous Dr. Charlie with his Road Glide. We've got myself with the Ducati V2S. We've got Jerry with the GSA. We've got Ed with the GSA. We have Doug, a Rixenator Rixie with the V2S, brand new. Gorgeous looking in Senna colours, the grey with the red wheels. Then we have, I think it's Bill's V4S. Then we have Steve's V4S. Then we have Eric's V4S, and then we have Doug's V4S. Quite a lineup today. Douglas, turn right. Okay, so apologies I haven't done a vlog for a while. I've been taking it easy on the YouTube channel, and but today we've got about 10 riders, mainly multi-strada V4Ss, a couple of GSAs, and we've got the Rixenator ahead. Really pleased for him. He's been waiting several months for his brand new Ducati V2S. There he is with the brake free on the back of his helmet cutting in, and I have to say it looks great. It's in kind of Senna grey colours with the red wheels, looking very, very sharp. Nice pointy beak, got those nice kind of cylindrical kind of like almost like glass balls in the headlight area. That nice thin exhaust system. It's a very sharp looking bike, and I'm sure he's going to have a lot of fun owning and riding that thing. It's perfect for him. He's been riding a Hypermotard and a Street Fighter S. I'm sure I'll miss both of those bikes for different reasons, but come the winter riding with us, we do, you know, two 250-mile days and some touring mini breaks and vacations. It's on the perfect bike for it. It's got panniers coming in a week or so, and made up for him really. He's already delighted with it, but I'll have an update with him, and we'll see how he gets on today and in the coming weeks. So Doug, the butterfly seems to like your new bike.
Yes.
It certainly is pretty. So you've waited quite a few months for this. How long did you have to wait for in the end?
4.5 months.
Wow. And this colour, everybody today has been saying how much they like this kind of Senna type paint spray job. Do they just call it grey, or has it got special colour?
You know, I think it's called street grey, but I'm not sure.
Street grey. And this is the S model, right? So this
Yes.
is the top of the range of the V2.
Yep.
And this has got, well, you tell me a little bit about the spec and where, you know, the engine and all that.
From what I understand, it's got a bigger screen, the TFT, cruise control, the lighter wheels,
Better suspension.
It's got, oh yeah, the electronic suspension.
Electronic
Right.
suspension on the S model.
And I think that's it.
And this uses the same engine.
Oh, and the
Monster.
quick shift.
It's the same engine as the new Monster and the Hypermotard, is that right?
And I think the sport bike, whatever that's called.
Right. And this, yeah, the Super Sport. So this probably has slightly higher gearing than the Monster, etc. And it has I particularly like the front end on this. It's got the older kind of like an eagle beak at the front with those nice round headlights as well, which look particularly nice.
Oh, and this has the cornering lights too.
Right. Now you traded a couple of bikes for this.
Yes.
What did you trade in?
Traded in the 2014 Hyperstrada, which I loved. It was a great little bike, and a 2021 V4 Street Fighter base model.
Yeah. Now I had a Street Fighter myself and I really liked that, but this looks infinitely more comfortable and practical.
You know, I always found the Street Fighter pretty comfortable until after like 200 or 300 miles, I'd be kind of stiff in the shoulders and everything. But this bike is very comfortable.
Yep.
I think the seat, there's a bump here in the seat that I don't love. I think I'm going to get the lower seat, and hopefully it'll get rid of that.
Right.
But it's still pretty, the seating position, leg length and reach to the bars
is good.
Very nice.
So the ergonomics are good. I guess being the first day that you've ridden it, you know, that seat might bed in a little bit. See how it is after 1,000 miles or whatever, before deciding to change it and stuff. But you got the big Brembos on this. I love the red wheels. They look really nice with this grey. We've got such a lot of red Ducatis today. I think it's nice to see this grey one with the red wheels. It looks particularly nice.
I've always felt that the lower spec. So you guys have the V4s.
Mm-hmm.
They basically have to be red.
Yeah.
I've got a V2. That should be a different color. Ducati used to prioritize the high-end bikes always were red.
Yeah.
And the lower-end bikes were always a different color, often yellow.
Well, a lot of people feel these days, you know, Ted rides with us regularly. I know he feels this way, that the middleweights, as they call them nowadays, the kind of 900s and even loosely the 1100 with the Africa Twin, are kind of more of the thinking man's bike, because they're plenty fast enough, but they're that little bit lighter, more agile, and I guess a little bit cheaper to buy as well, and or more affordable.
Quite a bit cheaper.
Yeah, more affordable for sure, and stuff. But so far today, I think we're probably, for you, it's probably going to be about 250 mile a day, maybe slightly more. And so far we've probably done about 150 of that at least, I would say. So any negatives other than possibly the seat?
It's still a little heavy for me, particularly rolling it around in the parking lot. It's a handful.
Yeah.
In fact, we were at our first stop, I couldn't even get it off the side stand.
Right.
I had to get off, roll it back to a more level position, because I literally could not lift it up.
And I guess part of that is getting used to the adventure bikes, which always carry their weight a little bit higher, which is kind of nice in the twisties. Everybody thinks you need a low centre of gravity, but a high centre of gravity, actually, you know, when you look at race bikes, they're not that low to the ground often. A higher centre of gravity can actually help in terms of turning speed. But yeah, when you're pushing it around in the car park, it's you have to be a lot more wary of it for sure. Yeah. And just for reference, how tall are you roughly? About
5'8".
About 5'8" and stuff. And we were kind of laughing just before because this gap in the panel here, we think, we're not 100%, but we believe that they designed this panel and then realised that the frame was in the way, and they just literally poked a hole in here to kind of make a feature of it.
But they trimmed it very They trimmed it very nicely.
Yeah, it's nicely done. But you kind of think they should have perhaps got that right the first time round. But the general fit and finish of it is pretty nice. The screen looks good. It's easy to adjust, and the whole bike looks pretty good.
Oh, and backlit switches. So there are some
backlit switches.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got Brembo master cylinders and stuff. Yeah, it's very, very nice. I think everybody's quite impressed with the look of it. Multistrada V4S type mirrors. In fact, I think they may be even exactly the same.
Well, except for the blind spot.
Slightly smaller. Yeah, because of the blind spot.
Yeah.
But other than that, so plans to change it, potentially change the seat.
Possibly the seat.
And you've got the panniers coming in about a week's time.
Yep.
Is that right? So
to understand heated grips. And I actually have the carbon fiber windscreen, which is about half this size.
Oh, right, like the Pikes Peak type stuff.
And I like this more than I thought I would. I don't usually like windshields because I don't like being able to see through them.
Yeah. I think that'd be particularly nice as we get into the fall and winter.
Yeah.
If I was putting I'd probably, even though it's a really hot day today, like 90 degrees, I would probably, if it were me, I'd probably wait till the spring and put the small screen on then, because in the coming months you'll probably be glad of that extra protection.
Well, I might just switch it out and see what it's like.
Yeah. I mean, it's only
this
3
was
volts,
really nice on the highway, I have to say.
Good. So overall, first initial impressions.
Very pleased, worth the wait.
Yeah, absolutely. Delighted for you. All right, we'll be having some more updates in the future on this. But for now, that's the new Ducati V2S. Such a lot happening with the crew. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. We don't even have Darcy and Jeannie with us today, but Darcy's brand new 2022 or maybe even 2023 BMW K1600 GT arrived yesterday. He's got to try and get up to North Carolina to the dealers in Charlotte to try and pick that up. Jeannie has a brand new K1600B 2022 coming. And that's a great bike. I test rode that recently. Have a look, search for my name and K1600B if you want to see YouTube videos on me testing that bike. Great bike, really good. Jerry's GSA is now thoroughly run in. He's really enjoying that. So is Bill's V4S. Eric went out west with his son Kai and shared a load of miles on his Ducati V4S, and I haven't even done a long-term update with him, but he's had no problems basically, and he's up to, I believe, about 22,000 miles on it. I myself had my 9K service recently. Watch out for wild dogs. And no issues or concerns really. I've had a Zumo XT fitted, or fitted that myself. Again, another YouTube video on that if you want to surf for that. I'm running the B-line today as well for backup. And yeah, we're off on a real nice ride today. Going to ride some of the local roads, some of the classics, Wolfgang Gap, Richie B. Russell, up to Lake Burton, a place called the Chop House, La Prada, for a spot of lunch on the lake. It's a little bit damp in places, but no rain is forecast today, so quite pleased about that. We've also got some of the original ride-on crew with us today. We have Charlie on his Harley road glide, the famous Dr. Charlie, who is dentist to the stars, not mentioning names, but you know, Vin Diesel and you know, Zach Brown. We also have Ed. Good to see Ed again. He's on his GSA, and he's got like the Calamato green, which is a great colour. I really like that colour. It's, you know, most people go for like a triple black or the motorsport red, white and blue like I had, Jerry had, or they've got, you know, the 40th anniversary like Jerry's got, which is a good looking bike in its own right in that black and yellow colour scheme. But the Kalamata green or olive green type colour, it's a little bit different, and I like that. And he must have done a fair few miles on his bike by now as well. I'm trying to think who I'm missing out. There's Steve on his V4S, the other Brit in the wood pile, and he is loving his Multistrada. I think he's done a few miles less than me now, about 7,000, 8,000 miles. He was on the recent touring trip we did to little Switzerland along the Blue Ridge Parkway. Again, search for my name at Blue Ridge Parkway, you'll probably find that video. And that was a whole lot of fun with the guys a few weeks back. So that's kind of bringing you up to speed with the crew to an extent, although I do owe them all kind of individual videos. I've been a bit remiss, and got a car ahead of me, that's really annoying. Got some nice roads about to appear, you'll probably see it on the ways in front of me there. I'm going to have a car stuck in front of me. So what have I been up to myself? Well, I've been away from YouTube a little bit, doing other other things, keeping busy with my day job, which actually is what earns me a living and money, not YouTube. You don't really make any money on YouTube unless you're Mr. Beast or somebody. And but I hope to do a few more videos moving forwards, get the drone up, a bit more on the bike. Also think I might invest in a Insta360 X2 or something and have some kind of 360 vids maybe. But in terms of the bike, totally loving it, enjoying it. Just had I had new tyres put on about 7,000 miles, so I had the original OEM spec Pirellis fitted again, and they just seem to really work well, whether it's kind of you know, wet or dry or cold or warm, and they last a reasonable time, you know, about 7,000 miles for me. So I can't complain about that. I used to get about 6,000 miles at the Michelin's on my GSA that I had before that, so, and a damn sight less on the 208 horsepower Street Fighter V2S I used to have. But yeah, given the type of riding we do, that's kind of fair, given the safety margins are good with that tyre. Really loving the Zumo XT, wireless Bluetooth, very easy just to airdrop GPX files straight to the Drive app, and then whenever you turn on the GPS it auto syncs and you are good to go. I use the Here map, which seems to be the one that's most compatible with the Garmin. But I also run Waze to see whether there's any hazards ahead, and often Beeline just for the hell of it. I don't really trust the reliability of Beeline. Most of the guys use that if they don't want to invest in a full-on GPS unit. I don't think economy has improved on the bike since I got it, and range is still looking at about 170 miles plus maybe 15 miles further, and then you're pushing it. So not the greatest. It is a thirsty beast, and if you live in a country where fuel is expensive, let's get around this, where fuel is expensive, then that can be an issue. But I guess it won't be long term, as countries like the UK or England announce that they will be moving to electric motorcycles from 2035. I guess it's not that internal combustion engines will be banned, it's just that they will stop manufacturing them. And I quite look forward to the day when EV motorcycles are on a par price wise, and in addition that they have a similar sort of range. That's the big deal breaker for me. It's not so much the weight or the cost, it's the range. I really want a bike that can do about 300 miles at the sort of speeds I'm doing today, so that I know that, you know, on nearly every day I can leave the house with a full charge, ride all day, and then get home again without having to worry about it. Yeah, we have the Popo ahead. We have the Popo, we have the, what's the speed limit on here? It says 65, and that is horseshit. It's obviously much less than that. He's got his little radar gun. We're doing 36, 35 on the GPS. I'm sure that's well within spec. It's not going to pull us over for that. And looking in the mirrors, and he's out of sight. And relax. So anyway, that's the roundup for today. Apologies, I've been off air a bit. I promised to try and do a few more videos moving forwards, and I hope you're having a fantastic day and a fantastic weekend if it's the weekend, and a fantastic week ahead. Alright, take care, ride often, ride carefully, ride on.
Hey you, if you want to become one of the Ride On people, don't forget to subscribe. Ride often, ride carefully, ride on.